Hello, welcome to Tea with the President, a Sunday evening segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and we get to share some tea, sip some tea, maybe spill some tea. Hi, President Naokimi, how's it going?
Hey, Yoshie. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been another week.
Another week.
But yeah, today I was able to spend a pretty substantial amount of time with the family. We went out for a cherry picking outing with some of my wife's friends' families. So that was like an hour and a half drive each way. And then
Really?
and spent a couple 2.5 hours there. So yeah, it was nice. I haven't spent that much time in a while with my family. So
wow,
a
was
little
that
bit
today?
Yeah, that was just today. Yeah, this afternoon after. So right after Sunday
awesome.
service, we for a good 6-7 hours and came back. So yeah, so a little bit tired from being out in the sun, but
a little woozy.
But it's different. It was different, and
yeah,
kind of got that done today. So that was nice. That was one of the highlights for this week too. So
great. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. What were other highlights from this last week?
Well, I am happy to say that I completed my draft of the UTS master's thesis. So,
oh my!
I'm getting it reviewed by a few people now, and then the deadline for submission is this coming Wednesday. So cutting it close, but
cutting it real close. But you have something in.
Yes, I have something in.
Wow,
so I'm really happy.
That is a huge victory. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
You did it. Yeah.
That was definitely a highlight. Just a few more. Got to still cut the dove, but I'm almost there. So I will be so relieved once that's done.
Do you expect there will be many suggested changes by your reviewers, or?
I hope they're friendly and they understand that I'm busy.
And that the deadline is
Wednesday. I haven't made it clear, I just want to get it done.
You're not looking for an A.
No, and at this point,
I mean that would be preferable, but
yeah, just I've already let go of my dreams for a straight A performance once I became president. So
yeah.
Which I was until my presidency, but you know, priorities, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Studying for
Dr. Ward always.
Yeah.
He always says, like, perfectionism can be your worst enemy when trying to get a master's degree, because it's better to turn something in and to show some effort than to not turn anything in at all and to be kind of caught up in the details. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just didn't have. Anyway, yeah, it was just more busy than I've ever kind of been before. So it was
right.
Yeah, it's not even the busyness. It's just the priorities. You know, when you're dealing with court cases or urgent events or programs you have to prepare, and then you compare that with, reading a book for your class for 3 hours. It's just like, it's just with clear conscience, you cannot, do that. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and close my window because there are people zooming around outside.
Yeah. But so that priorities. Was so happy we got that. At least the draft done.
Amazing.
And I think this Saturday was the first open Saturday in months. Yeah. So anyway, I quickly filled that with some family time, which was good. But yeah. And I would say that giving the sermon on tithing today was a highlight. It was a topic I don't know what is it about it, but maybe the number factor or the money factor, but I don't know. I enjoyed giving the sermon on tithing today.
Was it like preparing for the sermon or the act of giving it?
Both, like, every sermon there's a chance to kind of research.
Yeah.
And I would go through like, biblical quotes, father's quotes, mother's quotes, and then, to be able to kind of craft it all together into a cohesive, message, and then to be able to deliver it. And I guess part of it was also like getting feedback from some people saying, I'm a tither now, like it's been a while, but I'm committed now. So like, I had 3 people say that so far that I know of, and so I'm like, that's some substantial results
that's
there.
Great.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, Sunday service was a little stressful.
That's right. 20 minutes notice. Yoshie, can you be a backup MC? You did great,
the thing is, I show up for the prayer meetings beforehand. I show up every week, and so it's a little bit asking for it, I think.
Maybe secretly you were asking for it.
It comes in times when like there were definitely weeks when there's no way on earth that I would have been like in the right mindset to even consider saying yes with 20 minutes notice. But this week I was at least I was in the right mindset and like physically in the right place. I was already kind of sat up at my workplace. Yeah, for those of you I don't know who weren't on like the inner circle, this was a really kind of last minute decision for me to jump in as MC. And I've done live streaming before, but that was my first experience doing National Family Service. So
yeah, and I was thinking that Tea with the President was a great preparation for you to just jump in and be an MC at the National Family Service.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like compared to other people, yes, I have some experience, but it was a new script and kind of format altogether. So yeah, so there was a little bit of nerves involved, but yeah.
You did great, Yoshie. Thank you. Thank you for stepping up.
I won't say that I loved it, but I was happy to do it.
Noted.
Yeah, and I think you could be. I'd be happy to step in again if any other emergencies arise.
Sure. No, it's good. Yeah. It's reassuring that that's available in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Restford owes you a lunch, so.
He does. Yeah. That is no problem. Okay, so congratulations finishing the draft. Got some good family time in, went cherry picking today. You had a pretty solid week, and you delivered a good sermon.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a full week for sure.
Mm-hmm. So what was challenging about this last week?
Well, I mean, one thing that was we did have a Peace and Blessing kind of viewing yesterday, and there's this thing where they want a certain number of screens or participation from America leaders who can actually be physically there on the screen to kind of clap for the for the performance or events that's happening and things like that. But it was long, and we started at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh gosh,
we're going past 11:30, and I'm working on my thesis draft, and there's my sermon prep the next day, and that was a little bit exhausting, just sitting in front of a screen for that long. I'm fine with like doing multiple meetings back to back if there's engagement, there's a clear purpose and things like that. But when it's just sitting in front of a screen for a long time, it's really exhausting.
Right.
So that was definitely one challenge this week. Yeah.
Did you find ways to be productive?
I did. So it wasn't too bad, but it's still kind of like it doesn't feel right that I don't know how to explain this. It's like I can be productive, but I'd rather be fully productive. Like I'd rather
Right.
not do that and
You
focus
would
on
rather
being
not
productive.
have to divide your time or
Exactly.
your attention.
Just like, yeah, my
Yeah.
attention. Exactly.
You want to be
I'd
fully
rather,
present in whatever you're doing. Yes.
exactly. So
Yes. But a 3-hour
even if,
event makes it difficult to do that.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of, I was, I'm always going to find a way to be productive, but I'd rather, do things and either be able to give feedback to make it more productive or just not do it and
Right.
be productive in another way. So yeah, that's kind of one of my values of productivity being violated when I'm attending these events. But yeah, it's one of those things that seems like I need to do. So
okay, so the biggest challenge of this week was
that's the first that comes to mind. I mean, there were
okay.
other challenges, I think. Like recently, Dr. Young was really kind of pushing for like having a schedule ready for his travels for the next month. And yeah, I'm just noticing that, he is always on. He's like, there is no break. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, we had our event and also there's the follow-up education, but he's constantly thinking of what else needs to be done. And he's, he does feel that responsibility to really perform and show up as America. So I don't blame him, but it's just that there's this, it's just nonstop. There's no break. So how to manage that?
Right.
I mean, it's for myself to also, be sane, but also like the team. The team is also, feeling the pressure, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so that we can respond to Dr. Young's direction, but in a way that's sustainable. So that came up a little bit this week, I would say. Yeah, and I think he's been also stressed a little bit with the move. He moved from Belvedere to New Yorker this week, so I think that may have been affecting him as well. I think when he's a little bit, agitated, there's this greater sense of urgency. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my take on it, but
that's like, I don't know. Anyway, I think I can see parallels between him and my dad.
Oh yeah.
Like if something is important, it's really important. It needs to be done right away.
Yeah. Like yesterday
it's the
or
most
2 months
important
ago.
thing. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, and then actually another challenge comes up. I guess it's connected to the some of the key developments, but I announced a tithing restructuring for headquarters and the local churches, and got a bit of pushback, which I expected.
Right.
But yeah, that's been a challenge. Like knowing, I mean, because this is something I've been preparing the sub-regional leaders for at least 3-4 months. And it's been something I've been thinking about for over 10 years. So to me, this is really a solid plan. Like I've thought it through in many ways, in many angles, and I know that this is going to be really good for everybody. But because of past violations of trust and different things that are very valid, you know, it's just that much harder to initiate anything different or new. So that has been quite a challenge, I would say. But I'm definitely not giving up on this one. So yeah, we're
Okay. So yeah, I guess that was the question that was coming up for me. You got some pushback. So like where did the chips fall? Where
yeah.
have things landed and stuff?
Yeah, this one I'm pretty steadfast on. So, you know, I see this as one of my legacy pieces for the organization. So, I am, you know, I'll go through the process, that whatever process needs to happen, whether it's really helping people understand, express their concerns, their gripes, whatever it is that needs to happen, I'm willing to go through that process because I really feel this needs to happen. Step by step, from the sub-regional leaders next to the districts to the local pastors, I really want to make sure that this happens, because this is not just about, you know, generating a little bit more income to headquarters. That's not actually the main point. The main point is to align spiritually the interests of headquarters, the subregion, and the local churches. So it now becomes, it's kind of like the concept of expanding tithing that I shared in my sermon today, where I want to make it so that it's in headquarters' interest to help local churches gain new members and increase their tithe. Because every time that they do that, then automatically, you know, 10% of that comes to headquarters, 10% of that comes to subregion. So now it's in headquarters' direct interest to support the local churches to grow. Whereas in the past, that wasn't the case. So anyway, it's something that I'm really steadfast on, and I know it's gonna take a bit to make it happen, but when I put my mind on something, it's gonna happen.
It happens. So what what is your ideal timeline for like this?
Well, ideal is starting July.
Okay.
Which is in 4 days. But
realistic. Okay, so then what's your realistic timeline?
Latest is by the end of this year. Latest. Yeah. But I'm hoping that some communities will start in July, and then most can kind of switch over by during this next 3 months, and the delayers, they can, you know, they might end up till December to actually do it, but yeah.
I see. Wow. Well, that's exciting and challenging, and I guess you received the pushback that you anticipated, right? But it's a part of the process.
Yeah, it's hard not to take it personally. I mean, I know it's not personal. It's just, you know, experiences from the past that's coming up regarding trust. And, you know, part of me wants to say, do you guys see like everything that's being done? You know, kind of like that. But it's like pains from the past where without consultation, you know, funds were drawn, or there's everyone has a story. And so it's important to hear them out, acknowledge those stories, but really encourage that this is a solid kind of plan for the mutual prosperity of local and subregion and headquarters. So yeah, so I want to really hold steady on the vision for the future of how this really helps all of us. That's kind of what I want to hold on to.
Yeah, you're the number and monies guy. Like this should be your legacy.
Yeah, it's almost like I want to say.
What did you call it?
I want to say almost like, trust me, guys. I know what I'm doing in this area. Like, this is really like.
Maybe you should start taking meetings with your like Eton degree right next to you.
My Wharton degree, you mean?
Wharton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's back here actually. The biggest frame over there. Maybe I should bring it, right? And be like,
You could just like kind of keep it on your desk in front of you and just kind of be like, oops, I spilled some, like ketchup on my Wharton degree.
But
Just kind of like
Wharton, yeah, this year was the top in the world, I believe, ranked. But yeah, I may have dropped a rank or two last year. No, I think it's really about heart relations, and it's mostly emotional. So it's really about hearing people, acknowledging and encouraging people that it can be different.
Yeah.
So that's really the process. It's not even a logical argument. I mean, I tend to try to say, look, guys, it's like this. It's very simple. It's clear. This is the best way to do it. But that's not the point. It's it's the feelings that they have that need to be addressed. So anyway, I'm aware of that, and so I'm able to be patient and go through the process necessary to make it work. Yeah.
Right. So I think that some of the challenges were also developments, but what are some key developments that happened in this last week?
Yeah, I would say those two that I already mentioned, like announcing the tithing restructuring and also Dr. Young moving into the New Yorker. Those were some key things that happened this week.
So Dr. Young has been living and working at Belvedere since he came to America. And now what kind of was the thing that made him need to move?
Basically in Las Vegas, mother asked him to move out of Belvedere.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Do we know what her kind of logic was there?
I have a few guesses. Again, I wasn't really at the table when it was expressed by mother.
Okay.
A little above my pay grade, but yeah, could be. I mean, there's many ways to look at it. How some say it was, based off of. Okay, there's a lot of hearsay. Let's just say around why he was
I feel
asked
like
to
you're
move
about
out
to
of
give us
Belvedere.
some real tea.
I don't like to gossip, so I don't have facts, and so yeah, I would share if I knew something for like real information, but a lot of it is hearsay, and that's why I don't want to say. But basically, even on the surface, it looks bad that he's being asked to move out of Belvedere. But from a principal point of view, I see it as, it's been 8 months since he got here and he started off in Belvedere. It's a new phase, like a new stage in development. We had a victory in June 5th, and I feel like now he's going into the heart of the city. New York City is opening up again. I mean, I think it was meant to be. Regardless of how it happened, I do feel God and Providence and Spirit World working behind the move to kind of roll up your sleeves and kind of get to the next level of investment. Yeah. Because he's not going to have the same level of support and I wouldn't say comfort, but like the space was very different in Belvedere. It was It was like the kingdom of heaven on earth, but now going into the city, working in that kind of environment, it's a little bit, the energy is different too.
Yeah, right.
I think
I see.
That might be part of what I'm also feeling from Dr. Young now. It's now that he's in the city, he's already been kind of he's already been a go guy, but now that he's living in the city, he has all of that New York City spirit.
New York energy.
Yeah, New York energy. So,
So he's gonna be living at the New Yorker, and then the executive headquarters are going to be at 43rd Street.
Yeah, the main office is 43rd Street. But for now, he's gonna do most of his work out of New Yorker. But he did say
Okay.
he'll visit 43rd every day. So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Great. Exciting. Yeah. So does that probably means that you'll be traveling into the city a little bit more?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping to limit my travel, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't heard him yet, so I'm kind of like gonna test the waters and how much I can do without having to go to the city. But at least once or twice a week, I think I'm gonna have to go into the city.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so now is a good time, I think, to talk about the sermon and some of your favorite comments. If you guys are joining for the first time, President Naokimi reads all of the comments on Facebook after his sermon, and he kind of highlights his favorite ones so we can talk about it during Tea with the President and talk about what came up for him and some of the audience members during the service. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I got the first highlighted comment.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I commented, only dead churches don't call on their members for support. Asking for money means the church is alive, Aju.
Yeah, I like that quote, so I wanted to highlight that. It's just always like, it's powerful to be able to see a common complaint or concern and look at it from another way that's more energizing or encouraging. Yeah, I really like that perspective shift from why is the church always asking for money to, man, I'm so glad that our church is asking for so much money because there's so much to do, kind of like that. So.
Yeah. I liked it too. That's why I commented. I basically pulled exactly what you said and put it into a comment. So.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you. Elio Roman said, tithing is a powerful economic principle and a nice heart principle.
Yeah, I felt, I got a comment from Dr. Young. Actually, he gives me feedback on all my national services. And he said, it was overall good. Just one point is, the message needs to be more spiritual, not just practical. So anyway, I felt like the tithing message, it was a very Naokimi-esque message, organized, logical, kind of like
totally your strengths. That was a sermon made and designed for you to give.
But he was saying that, to include more of the spiritual kind of where people can feel God's spirit through the message, So anyway, that point that he shared, that there's practical principles with tithing, but it's also a heart principle, and I did make that point, but I thought it was an important point that in the end, what God wants is you, and tithe is just the process or the symbol or the means, but it's not that God needs the money. He wants you and your spirit, your soul, to be offered as a condition through your tithe.
That's nice. I like that quote. If I was commenting, I would write right now. In the end, all God wants is you.
All God wants is you, Yoshi.
Yes. So true. Okay, Masami Makihara said, this God's word is for me. Crying emoji. I had a dream the other day I had to donate.
Yeah, I just had to note, there were 3 people so far that I've mentioned that because of the message, they felt it was for them and that they recommitted to tithing or giving. And so I just wanted to really acknowledge Masami, Aju, you got this. It's going to be great.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we even had one person in the reflection
That's
little
right, in the
team,
reflection.
right?
That's right.
Who kind of called himself a convert.
That's right.
Right.
That was great. I mean, what better
Yeah.
reflection than like, okay, I'm sold on the National Family Service. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Sunhyun, good job.
during the kind of pre-service call, he was like, "Are you going to talk about where the money goes?" And I was like, "Oh, he's not sure if how much he's going to agree with your sermon."
Yep. So I made it clear. It's not about where it goes. It's the spiritual principle about it.
Okay, and then Sumi Iwasaki, excuse me, said, hashtag God is my sponsor.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I was happy to see Sunmi comment again. It's been a while. I don't know. I know she's been in Japan, but I'm glad she's back. Hi, Sunmi. And
Hi, Sumi.
I just wanted to acknowledge her.
Nice. And then Moonshik Kim said, best tithing sermon I've ever heard. Heart, 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 thumbs up.
Thank you, Dr. Moonshik Kim. That was my my little pat on the back comment that I wanted to highlight today. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so that is all we have for the comments from National Family Service today. What are you looking forward to this coming week?
Well, a couple things. The first is, well, Independence Day weekend is coming up, and I feel like it's gonna be, I might be able to take a break, I think. I don't have anything scheduled, so it's a rare kind of situation where I might actually have like a day or two, you know.
Like a 3-day weekend? Like,
yeah.
kind of.
Oh, that
or
would
like,
be amazing.
Or I mean, you know, maybe Saturday and then sermon on Sunday, but like Monday day off, right?
Yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. And then also it's the end of the month this week, so I really like every quarter to take some solid time to reflect on personally on you know, key developments for the quarter and financially reviewing personal finances and different things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing my quarterly review. It's something I enjoy.
Great. Wow. Yeah. So had a good week and another good one coming up, hopefully.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Nice. I'm also looking forward to July 4th weekend. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. Yeah. Oh, we have some anniversaries coming up, don't we? 1982.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Anyway. So that is all the time that we have for today. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening, President Naokimi.
Thank you, Yoshie, for having me.
My pleasure. And everybody else for tuning in. Yeah, hope you have a really wonderful week. God bless you, and we will see you next Sunday evening. Bye.
See you next time. See you guys. Bye.